This is kind of my whole video process of how did I get here to teaching in Korea, and what is the whole process like. Hey everyone, I made it to Korea. I can't believe it. I moved here. I moved to South Korea. I'm actually in Dongtan, South Korea, and I'm in quarantine. So this place is actually not gonna be my place. I'm here for 2 weeks with Jacob. He's in the other room gaming, so if you hear him, ignore it. But I'm in here for 2 weeks because we needed a bigger space. The apartment that I'm moving into is gonna be like a studio, and it wasn't big enough to quarantine in, I think. But I just kind of wanted to give you the lowdown of the process it took for me to get here to South Korea. The first thing I did was I looked into recruiters to get me here. To teach English in South Korea, you have to have a 4-year degree from a university, and you have to be from an English-speaking country. So those are the 2 things you need. I guess you also need a good background check because they have to have that as well. But those were the first steps I took, was just to get my background check and my degree, my diploma, apostilled, which just means that it's an official document in another country. Like, they make it official so that they can understand that it's legit. The second thing was I went on eslcafe.com. That is where you can find recruiters to find schools to teach at. I talked to a couple people, but I ended up going through Apple Tree Recruiting. I just really liked the girl I was talking to. She was really consistent and she always emailed me back pretty quickly. I decided to go with her and I sent her my documents. I just started going on that website and sending emails to positions that I thought were cool, and just kind of saying, hey, my name is Katie and I'm really interested in teaching in Korea, like what else can I do and like what steps can I take? And I emailed like 4 or 5 people, and I heard back like within 24 hours. So it's been a pretty quick process, but this part of waiting for paperwork takes the longest. So keep that in mind. And so right now I just got fingerprinted and I have 2 interviews today. So let's see how they go. I'm so nervous. And then once I did that and she got all my paperwork, she basically started finding schools for me. She would send me a email, and it would have in it the school name, the hours it would be, the location, and I was a little bit picky just because I know I'm only going to be here for a year, unfortunately. I wanted to be kind of close to Seoul, and I wanted my hours to be in the morning. There was some like late shift ones that you could do where you work till 10 p.m. and I didn't want to do that. And then she would set me up with interviews with the schools. So they would call me on Skype and I would talk to them on Skype. And that was where I saw like what the school was like, what the people were like, and then they gave me more information about the school, and then we would go forward from there. But it actually like went fairly fast, so I was able to find a school that was okay with Jacob coming with me. So that was another issue that took some time, is every school like it would be easy if it was just me, but since I was bringing my spouse with me, they had to like be okay with it because like in a studio apartment, it's usually meant for one person, so they have to like talk to the landlord and everything. Like, I don't know exactly the details, but that was one of the main issues that I found while trying to find a school, was making sure that they would be okay with my husband coming with. So then I found a school in Dongtan, and that's where I ended up. So once I found the school, I started all the paperwork for the visa. They get a visa number with the school, and then that takes like 2 to 3 weeks. And then once that visa number is issued, then me as like a person can apply for the visa through like the US embassy. Like I went through the one in Seattle, the Seattle consulate. But I had to get a COVID-free test before applying. So I went to a 3-day turnaround like Walgreens COVID test place, did the COVID test, and I got my results within like 3 days. And then I went to the Korean consulate and was able to submit for my visa and got all the paperwork ready.
All right, we just applied for our visas. We just have to wait 14 days and then we'll have our visas ready and we'll be off to Korea.
Off to Korea we go.
Oh my gosh.
And they got my visa issued within 2 weeks, like exactly 2 weeks to the day I got my visa. So after I got my visa, I just booked my flight for like 3 days later and now I'm here. It was a slow process when you wait weeks and weeks. But it was actually fairly fast considering the fact that I started talking to my recruiter in, I think August or end of July, and it's now the beginning of November. Basically, if you decide I want to go, it takes about 5 months maybe or less, just depending. Obviously, with COVID, it's a little different, but that was the situation I was at. Now on to the quarantine part. You have to quarantine for 14 days when you get here. Currently, I'm on day 1 of quarantine. And I'm in an Airbnb because, like I said, my spouse and I needed to have a place with 2 bedrooms. And I really like the area. It's really cute and up and coming. So I'll just give you a look at what I'm looking at here. This is my view from the window right now. I will be just kind of giving you updates about my quarantine life a little bit. This is kind of my whole video process of how did I get here to teaching in Korea and what is the whole process like. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on my Instagram. I will tag it below so you can see my daily travels, and I hope that you learned a lot. And if you have any questions, please post down below in the comments because I will answer them as best as I can. Thank you so much.